Before we get started, my wife Marie would like to read something.
Thank you all for coming out this evening to remember and honor those we have lost and to give hope and a big hug to those who are in recovery and fighting. Our children that we held in our arms for a little while, we hold in our hearts forever. Justin will always be alive in our hearts. I'd like to read a little poem about these angels we handed out this evening. This little angel knows that times have not always been easy. Some days you've been down in blue, other days a battle has raged within you. This little angel has come to make you strong. We understand the road has been long. One step at a time, that's what they say. May this little angel help you find your way. Through Justin's voice, we hope to keep raising awareness to erase the stigma of drug addiction and never forget our loved ones. Thank you.
All right, everybody thinks I'm tall, shrinking. Good evening, and thank you all for attending the 9th annual Vigil on the Common. My name is Carmen Lucchese. I'm the president of a local nonprofit called Justin's Voice that my family and I started in 2015, shortly after the passing of our son and brother, Justin Scott Lucchese. We are here tonight to honor our loved ones who have left us way too soon and to pray for those who are in recovery. I'd like to thank Mayor Kincannon for his support in hosting this Vigil of Remembrance, my family, and all the volunteers and board members from Justin's Voice. I would also like to thank Woburn Fire and Police and all the first responders in our city that work tirelessly to ensure our community is a safe place to live. I would also like to thank the DPW for making sure everything on the Common is perfect, from the purple lights and flags which adorn the Common to providing support. Thanks also go out to Lauren Coleman from the Woburn Public Media Center for taping this for broadcast on the local access channel. I would also like to thank Dave Hunt, Woburn EMS, and the creator and host of America in Crisis, Breaking the Cycle of Addiction. Unfortunately, David cannot be here tonight due to illness. Tanisha Sion, Middlesex Recovery Treatment Center Director, Woburn, Gloucester, and Chelmsford, and Gail Kavanaugh McAuliffe, Community Relations Representative for the Northeast Massachusetts Behavioral Health Partnership for attending this year's Vigil. Thanks to all our city councilors and school committee members who help in this never-ending epidemic. In June of this year, the vacancy in the mayor's office of what was called the substance use coordinator was filled by Mackenzie Deesick, assistant to the mayor and substance use and mental health coordinator. Mackenzie is a great resource and someone who is there to support in any way she can. At this time, Mayor Kincannon would like to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, Carmen. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. It is my honor to stand before you as the mayor of the city of Woburn and to participate in such a significant event. I share in Carmen's thoughts, thanking those who have made this possible tonight. We always thank the members of the DPW for making this sacred ground look so beautiful and fitting for an event like this. So we thank those members who take special care of this ground. I'd also like to thank the members of the City Council and the school committee who are here with us tonight. They're always here to support us. They also are instrumental in helping to support the many programs in the city that serve these types of needs. There are some tough decisions they have to make sometimes in funding and priorities, and I'm pleased that they understood and saw fit to fund this particular position that was referenced, that was vacant for a while. So I thank the City Council particularly for that support. Also, State Rep Rich Hagerty is here with us, always a strong supporter of everything here in Woburn, and I know he's been battling up on the Hill to find additional funding to support this cause in particular. So thank you, Rich. As was mentioned by Carmen, there had been a vacancy on the books here in Woburn for a substance misuse coordinator position. And it's something that I had been talking to Carmen and others about probably as long as a year or more ago. And it was a top priority of mine when I took office to try to get that position filled. And I can tell you that Carmen was a zealous advocate of filling that position. I'm not kidding when I tell you that I think it was my second full day on the job in the mayor's office, and Carmen was standing in the doorway and said, "Okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to fill this?" And we agreed with him that it was that important. We should get right on it. So we put together a committee, and we cast a wide net. We had all sorts of wonderful applicants, and the committee settled on one in particular. Mackenzie Giesick, who's here with us tonight. She has experience in this field for many years now. She's helped communities in Metro West area. She's helped the community of Lowell. She helped in Boston, and she brought those talents and that experience to help us in Woburn. And boy, did she hit the ground running. She's done a fabulous job already establishing relationships and creating an advisory board, and already participating in outreach to those in need. And we're so thrilled that she's joined our team. She's spent the last couple of months extending her family and spending time with her new son, Jamie. And we wish her all the congratulations for that. And we look forward to her coming back full-time. It shouldn't be too much longer now, to continue to build on the positive momentum of this new to Woburn program that she has created. So we're very excited to have Mackenzie on the team, and I'm very thankful that Carmen continues to support and help with Mackenzie's efforts. And I'm also glad that he banged on my door on day 2 and said, "Let's get this done," because it's one of the important things we've done so far. So this is an important night. It's a night where we pause to remember the tragic loss that we've suffered in our community over the many, many years. And it's also a chance for us to recommit to doing all that we can to try to raise awareness and bring attention and bring resources to helping to solve these problems and to support those who are going through this struggle. So I'm glad that you're all here with us. It's important that we do this. It's important that we broadcast this, that we tell the world that this is something that matters to the city of Woburn. And we are committed to doing everything we can at the local level to try to make it better all around. So it is part of my job as the mayor to issue proclamations. And I think the effort and the cause that we're here for is worthy of a proclamation. So if you'll bear with me, I'd like to read what's been prepared. City of Woburn and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, by His Honor Michael P. Concanon, a proclamation. Whereas 2024 Overdose Awareness Month's theme is Together We Can. The overdose epidemic is a national crisis, and it's also very personal. Too many families have lost their children, siblings, parents, and friends due to substance misuse and overdose, and we must all come together to end this crisis. And whereas Overdose Awareness Week is a time to remember those tragically lost and the pain of the families who were left behind, it's also an opportunity to recommit ourselves to working together to build safe and resilient communities and work toward objectives to reduce overdose risks and lower barriers to treatments and support in order to save more lives. And whereas we need to continue to fight stigmatization that surrounds substance use disorder so people feel comfortable reaching out for help when they need it. And whereas it's important to recognize the signs of someone struggling with substance abuse, as that person will often have personality changes, health problems, relationship problems, difficulty at work, or financial hardships. And whereas remembering that every loss is a painful reminder that now more than ever we must address our nation's overdose epidemic. Now, therefore, I, Michael P. Concanon, Mayor of the City of Woburn, do hereby call this observance to the attention of all citizens of Woburn and ask you to please take a moment to remember those we have lost and those battling to overcome addiction. Given under my hand and the seal of the City of Woburn, Massachusetts, this 26th day of August, 2024, signed by me, Michael P. Concanon, the Mayor of the City of Woburn. Again, I thank you all for being here. I thank you for sharing in this remembrance and helping us to recommit to the cause to do even more. Thank you very much.
Excuse me. And I can't do this without these. As I stated earlier, we gather here tonight to remember those who have left us far too soon and to pray for those that are fighting some type of addiction. We are also here to support each other. We have joined a fraternity that no one should ever be a part of. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and friends have all been affected by this epidemic. I have felt your pain, your anger, your sorrow, heartache, and every other possible emotion. Each one of us here tonight knows someone who has either lost their battle or is continuing to fight to survive another day. For those of you who have lost a loved one, my heart goes out to you and your family. And for those who have someone who's battling addiction, I pray that they will beat their demons. I understand how you feel when you lose someone in this manner. This isn't supposed to happen. We all understand that death is part of the cycle of life, but we are losing a whole generation. Someone dies a tragic death, it is horrible. You feel like you've had your heart ripped out. You don't know who to turn to, who to talk to, or what to do. You hear whispers, you suffer in silence because even today you feel that it's taboo to talk about it. Do not feel ashamed about what has happened or is what is happening to your loved ones. If people can't understand and show some compassion, then move on from them, as they will only drag you down. You are not alone. There are so many families today that are going through what you are. Don't be afraid to talk about it. I found that being open about what Justin was going through helped me. It will never make the sorrow or the heartache go away, but talking about the one who you have always loved unconditionally makes me feel that he is still with me. Not in a physical sense, but spiritually. I have been very fortunate to have a great support system. People who care about me and my family. People who understand the pain and the suffering that you live with every day. First, my family means everything to me. Without their support and support for them, I do not think I would be able to stand up here today and to speak to you about this horrible scourge. Secondly, I have so many friends that supported us in our time of need, without question, without disdain, for our son and family we're going through. Third, I always will believe this is the community of Woburn. When Justin passed away, it seemed that the whole city was there to support my family and me, and they are still there today. This was one of the reasons why we started Justin's Voice, to give back to the community, to educate and to dispel the stigma that is still attached to addiction today. As these friends were there for me and my family, Justin's Voice is there for you. I have met many great individuals over the past 9 years who have been there when I needed them. I have joined online support groups not only here but across the country. Just having the ability to talk to others who experience the same things we are, to reach out and have someone to talk to is sometimes good therapy. There are some great support groups here in our community who are there to help. There are organizations that will help you in your time of need. Don't isolate yourself. Ask for help. I know it's hard, and we miss them terribly. I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about my son every day, because I do. A sound, a smell, a song, any of these things bring back memories of a better time when things were so much simpler. For those of you who have someone that is struggling with addiction, don't give up. I know that there is a fine line between helping and enabling. Reach out for help. You can't do it alone. When Justin was going through his struggles with addiction, resources were limited. It was hard to get him the help that he needed. Today, there are so many organizations out there that want to help, and for the right reasons. In closing, remember, we need to be there for each other, if only to be the shoulder that someone needs to lean on. And if you're not sure what to do or who to turn to, you can always reach out to me and my family through justinsvoice.org, and one of us will get back to you. Thank you, and God bless you all. At this time, we will read the names of those in recovery and those who have lost their battle with substance use. When we first when we first started this vigil, there were approximately 150 names. Tonight we will be reading over 400 names. There are more than just These are more than just names on a page. They are someone's son, daughter, mother, father, uncle, aunt, and friend. We read these names so that their families will know that their loved one is being remembered. Who wants to go first? Jeff? Those readers out. No.
Michael Richard Albano, Tiffany Albert, Billy Eljunas, Austin Anderson, Maria Andrews, Justin Odd, Sal Azazuto, Francis Pellegrino, Jeffrey Walsh Barella, Jeff Bach, Michaela Barry, Marlene Battle, Nick Bean, Timothy Michael Bennett, John M. Berensky Jr., Colton Berg, Anthony Belandi Jr., Sabrina Best, Katie Bevis, Danny Bilbray, Alyssa Blaze, Carrie Ann Lampy, Joey Blanchett, Michael Blaze, Justin Bonilla, Robert Jane Borelli.
Michael Bourne, Dane Michael Brandano, Mike Bridgeye, Jason Brody, Jesse Brown, Robert Brundage, Christopher Buckley, Teresa Buckley, Sean Bullen, Susan Burns, Roy Burrell, Joey Buscanara, Michael Busser, Jeremiah Camilo, Devin Candelaria, Patty Capers, Allison Capola, James Carlson, John Bubba Carter, Bryant Carter, John Michael Caruso, Kyle Casey, Martina Marco Katina, Christopher Chase, Timmy Christmas, Christopher Clark.
Amber Marie Cleveland, Jessica Clifford, Rebecca Clifford, Daniel J. Clifford III, Ariel Clune, Dennis Coges, Danielle Cogan, Tyler James Colton, Ricky Collins, Derek Colston, Paul Connolly, Jillian Contardo, Matthew Conti, Nicole Nikki Cook, Nathan Cook, Joseph Cortez, Sam Costa, Tommy Costa, Nick Costanza, Andrew Craig, Bo Jason Crocker, Mike Crotty, Michael Cruz, Dennis Cruz, Christopher Kaminsky, and Eric Sear.
Chris DaCosta, Jillian Dalbe, Matthew Davis, Dylan Days, Elmer Deck, JD DeSico, Kyle Dakotas, Pat Delaney, Joseph Michael DeLuca Jr., Alicia Marie DeMarco, Ariana Marie DeMarco, Kenneth James Dion, Brian DeSimone, Maureen DeSimone, Patrick Devine, Kyle Devine, Eric Paul Diamond, Kevin Diddick, Nicholas DeMella, Sonny Diodato, Courtney DiPietro, Christian Deshawn, Royal Deshawn, Joey Dominici, Tommy Donahue, Patrick Donovan.
Stephen Doucette, Owen Duffy Jr., Alyssa Dunn, Alyssa E. Dunn, David Dunn, Jason Dunnan, Brian Durance, Nicole Marie Datra, Jason Michael Earl, Brett Eisenhauser, Kelly Grace Endicott, Jason Erickson, Daniel Espinoza, Jesse Everett, Derek Fall, Christopher Fazakis, Chris Ferreira, Scott Ferreira, John Tremonti, Jen Finn, Joseph Patrick Finn, James Jimmy Stephen Fitzgerald, Marshall Flatt, Anthony Ferreira, Brian Foley, Kelly Foley.
Alex Forster, Anthony Forte, Dylan Freeman, Donald Fuller, Mark Gagney, Alex Galatro, Josh Galatro, John Gomez, Teddy Gannon, Michael Gardner, Jay Garrity, James R. Jimmy Gately, Christopher Giannakopoulos, Matthew Genetti, Chris Gino Genovese, Marlon Gillard, Ryan Gillespie, Ryan Gilligan, Devin Gerard, Josh Giroux, Naomi Goldstein, Manny Gonzalez, Robbie Goddell, Jennifer Gorham, Eric Gorman, and Christian Gustafson.
Zachary Guys, Ruth Hawk, Jordan Nadir Haddad, Will Hagobach, Dustin Hahn, Ryan Harrington, Thomas Hart, Ruth Hawk, Michael Hawko, Samantha R. Hayes, Jeff Hegarty, Kyle Henry, Lenny Hensus III, Jason Hersey, Diane Hesketh, Ashley Erin Higson, Richard Hiltz, Amanda Hochter, Ian Hodgman, Crystal Hogan, Michael Holden, Dan Holt, Joshua Howard, Luke Howard, Mary Howell, and Paul Howell.
John Hauer, Joseph Joe Herkett, Alex Jackson, Stephanie Jesse, Jason F. Javoli, Sean Jewer, Kelly Catherine Johnson, Matt Johnson, Thomas Johnson Jr., Rob Johnson, Matthew Joyce, Samantha Lynn Keegan, Shayla Bauer Keene, Justin Kelleher, Jared Kenny, Ashley Cohan, Justin Andrew Cowley Kerner, Sean Kitchton, Richard Kiley, Gregory King, Donnie Knight, Josh Polanski, Benjamin Kowalski, Christina Kukla Solia, Tim Landers, Ron Langlis.
John Lapierre, Christopher Lapsley, David LaVere Elmo, Judy LaBelle, Mike Lavely, Chris Law, Kaya Joel Lahiti, Jeffrey Lembo, Luke Leonard, Alex Tot Lasore, David Lynn, Jason Lamazzo, Keith Lombardi, Mark Lavelle, Michael Lavelle, Kathy Lavongo, Justin Scott LaCasey, Jimmy Lynch, Joshua MacArthur, Robert McDonald, Jason McKean, Trevor Dean Mailer, Jimmy Maloney III, Derek Matson, Cassandra Maroney, Jeanette Marson.
Matthew Massacani, Aaron Matos, Ryan Mon, Angel McCabe, John McCall, Colleen McCarthy, Kevin McCarthy, Carolyn McLean, Charlene McLeod, Tommy McCool, Eric Mark McDonald, Matthew Mark McDonough, Timothy John McGowan, Samantha McGrath, Justin McCrae, Paul P. Meehan Jr., Matthew Benjamin Mello, Brandy Lynn Mello, Matthew Mellon, Joseph Anthony Mimo, Corey Merrill, Sean Merrill, Patricia Messina, Curtis Ryan Miller, Michael Matrano, Tracy Molinari.
Kenny Molly Jr., Hayden Moreau, Arthur Morgan, Adam Morse, Holly Mullen, Sean Mullen, Brian Murphy, Corey James Murphy, Michael Musselman, Lisa Nadella Splain, Taylor Nelson, James Michael Nunez, Yevgeny Jean Nikitin, Alex Nolan, Kyle Noonan, Erica Dawn Noling, Brian O'Connor, Michael O'Hara, Sean O'Neill, Greg Oberly, Brian O'Connor, Patrick O'Connor, Sean O'Neill, Casey Ortiz, Douglas John Parker Jr., and Kaylee Park.
Justin Parsons, Daniel Peckham, Matthew Peckham, Maureen Ann Julio Perez, Johnny Perna, Joshua Perry, Stephen J. Pesci Jr., Timothy Scott Pfeiffer, Jacob Michael Phelps, Michael Phillips, Matthew Piazza, Bree Pinkham, Jessica Deidre Plant, Tommy Plevin, Teresa Poirier, Jay Pransky, Robbie Prey, Julie Ann Price, Linda Progan, Lisa Poulet, Alyssa Justine Rakowski, Haley Ragwell, Julia Raposa, Joseph Reed, Joseph Reardon, Victor Restaino.
Kyle E. Richards, Christina Rivera, Josh Rivers, Cassidy Roberts, Robert Robson, Ian Roderick, Jenny Rogers, Ryan Rogers, Paul Rowland, Donnie Rolston, Suzanne Rooney, Jennifer Roper, Dominic Rosa, Philip Rosa, Vincent Rosa, Andrew Ross, Greg Rostier, Stuart Rothman, Jimmy Rose, Michael Rudick, Angie Ryder, Rebecca Salsi, Leona Saldora, Jessica Marie Santos, Justin Saunders, Emmett Scannell.
Joseph Scarpone, Christopher Schultz, Brad Schur, Brian Schwab, Daniel Patrick Schwartz, Billy Scott, Charlie Shea, Matthew Shea, Jen Shuhan, Cheryl Siegel, Gregory Siegel, Jeffrey Silva, Megan Silva, Brandon Simmet, Brittany Slovakian, Richard Smith, Kyra Rose Smith, Tori Smolag, Michael Sparks, Deborah Splain, Paul Anthony St. Andre, Eddie Stafford, John Stappen, Catherine Steele, Jane Steinberg, Amy Steiner.
John Steiner, Benjamin Stevens, Christopher Stevens, Billy Stewart, Jessica Stone, Hannah Strauss, Samantha Sullivan, Dana Supernant, David Sweet, Christopher Swindell, Jonathan Leonard Testa, Chuck Thiebaud, Mary Thiebaud, Joan Therian, Shay Therian, Rick Thine, Sarah Tejan Tacht, Margaret D. Timothy, Scott Tobin, Nicholas Mark Todisco, Anthony James Todisco, Ryan Trent, Michelle Christine Trentor, Ryan Troy Tripp Jr., Arthur Tucker, and Meredith Tucker.
Dana Valaton, Victor Verone, Craig Vivian, Kyle Vivian, Anthony Pavillo, Brian Walsh, Jeff Wenkus, Danny Wabiscus, Michael Wheaton, Ryan Weatherwax, Andrew Wilder, Bobby Wiseman, Arthur Wood III, Kathleen Wyman, Jonathan Zabo, Mark Zips, Casey, Polly, Sheehan, Tina, Chalet Shea Downs, Mark Dunning, James Gately, Joseph Carney, Chip Cody. For those in recovery, Ashley Ferroni, Matthew Martell, Michelle Carney, Arthur Sadeh, Cameron Flores, Hunter Flores. At this time, John Murphy will now sing a song that he rewrote specifically for our vigil. John?
We stand together, here is one, the battle that we have begun. We'll let the whole world know we are ready to take this fight up for our sons, our daughters, and then everyone can take comfort in a spoken hallelujah. 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 We never understood their pain. We never had to play that game of life and death and searching for an answer. To satisfy the constant hell, to break out of the devil's spell that never knew the peace of hallelujah. 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 With love we stand by candlelight. There is no wrong and there is no right. There's only hope and faith and compassion. And maybe there will come a day when all the sorrow goes away and tears of joy will be singing hallelujah. 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 And so we go into the night and wake up in the morning light with a mission to go on and do better. And those who are waiting in the wings, from peasants to the richest kings, will join in and will sing a hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Thank you. Thank you, John. That was beautiful. That is going to conclude tonight's vigil. God bless you all, and may you all find peace. Thank you and good night.